Hi learners, I am Teacher Will and welcome to our General Mathematics subject. For today's video, we will learn to solve rational equations and equalities. Let's start! Yan, so simulan po natin sa pag-define kung ano nga ba ulit ang rational equation at rational inequality. Again, ang rational equation po natin, it is an equation containing at least one rational expression with a polynomial in the numerator and denominator. Ito po yung may symbol na equal sign. And it can be used to solve a variety of problems that involves rates, time, and work. Using rational expressions and equations, it can help us to answer questions about how to combine workers or machines to complete a job on schedule. Yan. Well, the rational inequality is an inequality which contains one or more rational expressions. Again, kapag inequality po, we use inequality symbols like less than or equal, less than or equal, or not equal. It can be used in engineering and production quality assurance as well as in businesses to control inventory, plan production lines, produce pricing models, and for shipping or warehousing goods and material. Yes. So, let's proceed kung paano po tayo mag-solve ng ating rational equation and rational inequality. Sa pag-solve ng ating rational equation or rational inequalities, ang goal po natin dyan is nahanap yung value ng x natin. Unlike sa rational function, we are looking for the value of y o value of f of x. Dito naman, nahanap natin yung value ng x. Yan. So, kailangan lang natin sundin itong step-by-step na solution natin. Una, kailangan natin hanapin yung ating least common denominator or the LCD. Second, you need to multiply LCD to both sides of the equation to eliminate the fraction. Ayan, so kailangan natin ma-eliminate yung ating denominators or yung ating fraction. Next, you have to simplify the resulting equation using distributive property or combining like terms. Ayan. So, yun naman yung madalas nating way para ma-simplify yung ating mga equations. Ayan. Next, step 4, solve the simplified equation by finding the values of x. Ayan. So, itry po natin yan mamaya. Finally, you can now check each solution by substituting the original equation and reject any extraneous roots which do not satisfy the equation. So, may mga pagkakataon kung na meron tayong mga extraneous roots or extraneous solution na hindi kasama sa ating solution. Kaya kailangan po natin itong step 5 na i-check po natin if it can satisfy yung ating equation or not. Let's have some example para ma-practice natin kung paano nga ba mag-solve ng rational equation. Ayan, so bago tayo mag-try ng ating mga example, discuss na rin natin yung step-by-step na ating pagsasolve ng rational inequalities. Unang step, let's put the rational inequality in the general form. Na kung saan, pag sinabi natin general form, sa right-hand side natin, equal to 0 lang po siya. Then, yung sa left-hand side po natin, nandun lahat ng ating rational expression. Next naman is step 2. Write the inequality into a single rational expression on the left-hand side. And since na, lagay na po natin yung ating rational expressions doon sa left-hand side, ngayon, kailangan po natin siyang isulat in a single rational expression. Mamaya rin, magkakaroon tayo ng example para maintindihan niyo pa ako ano nga ba yung single rational expression. Next, step 3, set the numerator and denominator equal to 0 and solve. The values you get are the critical values. Ayan, so hahanapin natin yung mga critical values. At paano po yun? Equate lang po natin yung numerator as well as the denominator to 0. Next, plot the critical values on a number line, breaking the number line into intervals. Ayan, so i-plot natin sa ating number line kung saan po nakalocate ang ating critical values. Then identify natin yung intervals na nahati nitong ating mga critical values. next, step 5, substitute critical values to the inequality to determine if the endpoints of the intervals in the solution should be included or not. And so, tingnan muna natin kung itong mga critical values ay included ba sa solution natin o hindi. So, paano po yun? I-substitute lang natin siya sa inequality natin mismo na identified sa step 2. Or pati rin naman dun sa original na inequality. Okay lang din naman. Then, step 6, select test values in each interval and substitute those values into the inequality. Ayan. So, kuha tayo ng mga test values sa ating intervals na na-identify sa step 4. Then, step 7, let's use interval notation to write the final answer. Siyempre, kung saan po yung sa interval na yun na satisfy yung ating rational inequality, yun po yung isusulat natin sa step 7 as our final answer. Yan. So, let's have an example first of a rational equation, then rational inequality. Ayan. Example number 1, we have this rational equation. Ayan, equation po siya. Ayan. 2 over x squared minus 1 minus 1 over x minus 1 is equal to 1/2. Ayan. So, let's solve or let's find the value of x. Again, kapag nisusolve tayo ng rational equation, ibig sabihin, we are looking for the value of x. So, ano kaya itong values ng x natin sa ating rational equation? So, unang step, you need to find the least common denominator. And so, pag sinabi natin least common denominator, ito po yung least common multiple ng ating mga denominators. Sa case na to, ang mga denominators natin is x squared minus 1, x minus 1, and 2. Yan, so para ma-identify po natin yung least common denominator natin, ang pinakamadaling way po dyan is to factor muna yung ating mga denominators. Dito sa ating example, ang ating x squared minus 1 can be factored to x plus 1 and x minus 1. Ayan, so kung makikita ninyo, ang least common denominator natin includes the x plus 1, the x minus 1, ayan, parehas silang may x minus 1, then so, ibig sabihin ng ating least common denominator is 2, then x plus 1, then x minus 1. Ayan. Itong denominator po natin, gagamitin natin siya sa step 2, na kung saan kailangan po natin siyang i-multiply sa both sides ng ating equation para ma-eliminate yung ating mga denominator o ma-eliminate yung ating fraction. Ayan. Sige, sulat po natin siya. 2 over x squared minus 1 minus 1 over x minus 1 is equal to 1/2. Yan. Multiply po natin siya ng LCD, which is 2 times x plus 1 times x minus 1. Yan. So, paano po ito ma-eliminate? Yan. So, of course, cancel na siya yan dyan. So, 2 times 2 na lang po is 4. Minus, ito din, cancel lang x minus 1 at x minus 1. So, ibig sabihin, 2 times x plus 1 na lang ang i-multiply natin sa 1. So, that will give us negative 2 times x plus 1. Yan. This is equal to, ganun din po, cancel yung 2 dyan. So, ibig sabihin, itong x plus 1 and x minus 1 ang i-multiply natin sa 1. So, that will give us x plus 1 times x minus 1. Yan na po. So, i-simplify po natin siya para makuha po natin yung simplified form ng ating equation. Base natin para ma-simplify po natin siya. So, paano daw i-simplify? Siyempre, let's perform the operation. Ito po yung ating i-simplify ha. Yan po siya. So, that will give us 4 minus, kailangan po natin i-multiply mo sa ating, i-distribute sa ating x plus 1. So, negative 2 times x, that will give us negative 2x. Negative 2 times 1, that will give us negative 2. Equals, ito rin po, kailangan po natin siyang i-multiply yung x plus 1 sa x minus 1. At, syempre, alam mo naman na po, that will give us x squared minus 1. Special product, x squared minus 1. Then, combine like terms. Combine like terms lang po natin. Pahin na po natin para may space. Ano bang magkakaparehas dyan? Itong mga, ito, kaparehas yan. 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2, we have 2. 2 minus 2x na po yan is equal to x squared minus 1. Then, itong negative 1, by addition property of equality, that will give us 2 plus 1, which is 3 minus 2x. Ito pwede rin natin siyang ilipat sa left side. That will give us minus x squared is equal to 0.
Finally, kailangan lang natin i-convert to standard form itong ating equation. Siyempre, that will start from the highest degree hanggang sa lowest degree. Kaya negative x squared minus 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. Then, by multiplication property of equality, pwede rin natin i-multiply both sides by negative 1. So, magiging resulta, we have now x squared plus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. Ngayon, pwede na tayong mag-proceed sa paghahanap ng values of x natin.
So, by trial and error method, this will give us x plus 3, then x minus 1. Tama? Then, equate natin, parehas na to 0 para makuha natin yung values ng x. So, x plus 3 is equal to 0, then x is equal to negative 3. Ayan, so yan yung una nating solution. Negative 3. Yung negative 1 naman, x minus 1 is equal to 0, then x is equal to 1. So, yung 1 po natin will be our second solution o value of x. Ayan. So, negative 3 at saka 1. Next nating step ay kailangan po natin i-check kung itong dalawang kuba na to ay included o it can satisfy yung ating rational equation. So, paano po yun? Substitute lang natin. So, unahin na natin yung negative 3. Lagyan na natin siya dito sa gilid para mas malawak ang salasal. Okay, substitute lang po natin dito. Lahat ng x ay palitan natin ng negative 3. So, x squared will be negative 3 squared minus 1. Minus 1 over yung x natin mapapalitan din ng negative 3. Minus 1 is equal to 1 half. Check po natin kung mag-equal po ba talaga ito po, to 1 half. Yan. 2 over negative 3 squared is 9. Minus 1 over negative 3 minus 1, that will give us negative 4. Yan. So, that will be negative 1/4 na po yan. 9 minus 1, magiging ano na po to, 8. Diretso na natin kasi wala ng space. 2/8 natin is 1/4. Then, negative times negative kasi positive na yan. So, 1/4 din po yan. So, 1/4 plus 1/4 is equal to 1. Same po siya dito. So, equal po siya. So, ibig sabihin, included yung negative 3 natin sa ating solution. Ang try naman po natin yung 1 natin kung kasama din po siya sa solution. So, we have 1 squared minus 1 minus 1 over 1 minus 1 is equal to 1. Okay. 1 squared is 1 pa rin. 1 minus 1 is 0. Minus 1 minus 1 is 0 din. Is equal to 1 half. Ayan. Equal po ba siya? Kasi sabi nga natin, 2 divided by 0 is 95 and 1 divided by 0 is 95. O kung itatry niyo sa calculator niyo, that is math error po yan. So, therefore, yung 1 po is cannot be a solution sa ating equation. Kasi it will result to undefined values. Therefore, ang answer lang po natin dito is x is equal to negative 3. Ayan lang po yung sagot. Nag-iisang solution. Okay. Ayan, so yung next na isasolve po natin ay itong equation na ito. Ayan. So, syempre, we all know yung x squared minus 1 is, ano po yan? Is x plus 1 and x minus 1 by special product. Yes, so, pag sinabi nating least common denominator, ito yung least common multiple ng ating denominator. So, ibig sabihin ng ating LCD na po is x plus 1 and x minus 1. Next step, multiply lang natin siya. Ayan. 4x plus 1, x plus 1 minus 3 is equal x squared minus 1. Yan, syempre cancel na to. So, therefore, 4x plus 1 times x minus 1 ako yan. Then, minus 3. Syempre, wala naman tayong ma-divide dyan, kaya multiply natin lahat yan. Next, ito, syempre, kaya po natin i-divide yan. So, wala na po yan. Equal to 1 na lang, kaya 12 na lang yung matitira. Yan. Ngayon, ang next natin gawin is to simplify na itong nakuha nating equation without yung ating mga denominators. Yan. Paano po yun? Kailangan na po natin mag-combine like terms and multiply. Yan. For distributive property. Ito, by Paul method, kaya natin compute ito. Ito po ay magiging 4x squared. 1 times x is 4x times negative 1. That will give us negative 4x. Positive 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Then, syempre, ito po is x squared minus 1 po yan by special product. Ngayon, i-distribute na lang natin itong negative 3 sa kanila. So, negative 3 times x squared, that is negative 3x squared. Negative 3 times negative 1, that is positive 3. Then, equal to 4. Turayin lang natin ito para may space. Combine like terms na po. Ano po ba yung magkakaparehas na term dyan? Itong 4x squared at saka yung ating 3x squared. So, pag minus lang po natin, that will give us 1x squared or simply x squared na lang po. Then, ito, pag combine po natin yan, x minus 4x, that will give us negative 3x. Then, combine natin yung lahat ng constant natin. We have negative 1 plus 3 is 2. Positive 2 is equal to 12. Ngayon, syempre, combine pa natin yung 2 at saka yung 12 by addition property of equality. We have now x squared minus 3x plus 2 minus 12. That's equal to 0. Then, the final answer is 2 minus 12 is negative 10. Tama, negative 10 is equal to 0. Yan. So, ito na yung ating equation. Pwede na natin, kaya kung mapakapansin nyo, quadratic equation siya, pwede natin isolve yung ating x. Paano bang kunin yung, ano yung pinakamadali para makuha yung ating solution ng quadratic equation? Para sa akin yung factoring. Kaya i-factor nyo lang natin to by trial and error. That will give us, 5 times 2, no? Para mo lumabas yung 3. So, negative 5 times positive 2. Kasi negative 5 minus, plus 2 is negative 3. Sakto 2 is equal to 0. Then, equate na natin yung parehas na factor niya to 0. So, x minus 5 is equal to 0. That will give us x is equal to positive 5. Then, din dito, x plus 2 is equal to 0. That will give us negative 2. So, yan po yung ating mga solusyon. Ang tanong, baka kasi meron po sa kanilang hindi masatisfy yung ating equation. So, kailangan po natin sa step 4, step 4 na pala ito. Yung step 5 pala is to check yung each solution by substituting sa ating equation. And, i-reject natin yung extraneous solution. Yan, substitute natin sa mga x. We have now 4 times 5 plus 1. 5 plus 1 minus 3 is equal to 12. 5 squared minus 1. 4 times 5 is 20. Plus 1 is 21. 5 plus 1 is 6. Minus 3 is equal to 12 over 5 squared is 25. Minus 1 is 24. Or simply, that is 1/2. Diba? 12 divided by 24 is 1. Ngayon, kailangan natin pag-minus to. Paano nga ba mag-minus na whole number? Kunin lang po natin ang ating LCD. Of course, ang LCD na natin dyan is 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1 times 21 is 21 pa rin. 6, syempre ang denominator natin dyan is 1. 6 divided by 1 is 6 times negative 3, that will give us negative 18 is equal to 12 over 24. Yeah. So, 21 minus 18 is 3 over 6 is equal to 12 over 24, or same lang po silang equal sa 1. Equal po siya sa 1. So, therefore, solution po natin itong 5. Then, itry naman natin yung negative 2 kung kasama din daw po ba siya sa solution. Substitute lang natin. 4 times negative 2 plus 1 over negative 2 plus 1 is minus 3 is equal to 12. Negative 2 squared minus 1. Yan. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8 plus 1, that is negative 7, over negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1, of course. Minus 3 is equal to 12 over, well, negative 2 squared is 4, minus 1 is 2. So, negative 7 divided by negative 1, that will give us, positive 7, minus 3, then 12 divided by 3 is 4. 7 minus 3 is 4, equal to 4. Ayan. So, equal din po siya. So, therefore, kasama din po yan sa solution. So, So, bali, ang sagot na po natin is 5 and negative 10. So, ganun lang po siya kasimple. Okay, so lagi nyo lang pong tatandahan, dapat expert na talaga kayo sa mga pagsisimplify ng mga expression, which is super nagsawa naman na kayo ng high school. Kaya mas madali na lang sa inyo. Kailangan nyo na lang alalahanin yung step kung paano tayo mag-solve ng ating rational equation. Next naman, magkaroon tayo ng example kung paano naman mag-solve ng inequality. Okay, so yung inequality naman natin ngayon is 3x plus 1 over x minus 1 greater than or equal to 2. Yan po siya. Follow lang natin yung mga steps natin kung paano nga ba mag-solve. Yan. Put the rational inequality into general form. Kapag general form, 0 po sa kabilang side. Ito, gawin po natin 0. So, ibig sabihin, by inequality property, ito po ay magiging 3x plus 1 over x minus 1 greater minus 2. Ayan, minus 2 kasi inequality property is equal to 0. Next na step natin dyan, kailangan po natin gawing single rational expression to. Hindi kasi siya single dahil merong minus 2 doon na nakahiwalay. So, kailangan natin siyang ipagsama. So, paano po yun? Siyempre, kunin lang natin yung ating LCD. Ang LCD nito, of course, is x minus 1. Wala naman ang LCD yun. X minus 1 divided by x minus 1 is still 1 times 3x plus 1 is still 3x plus 1. Then x minus 1 divided by, denominator niya, of course, is 1. X minus 1 pa rin times negative 2. That will give us negative 2x minus 1. Sige, i-distribute na natin yung negative 2. Ang magiging sagot po ay 3x plus 1. Negative 2 times x is negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. Yan. Over x minus 1. Greater than or equal to 0. Dito na natin isulat yung next step. Ayan. Combined like terms, 3x minus 2x is x. Then 1 plus 2 is 3. Over x minus 1. Greater than or equal to 0. So, ayan na po yung ating single rational expression sa left-hand side ng ating inequality. Next na step natin is to equate yung ating numerator, itong numerator at ang ating denominator to 0 para makompute natin yung ating critical values. Ayan. So, paano po yun? X plus 3 is equal to 0. So, that will give us x is equal to negative 3. Ganun din sa denominator, x minus 1 is equal to 0. That will give us x is equal to positive 1. Ayan. So, ito yung magiging critical values natin. Negative 3 at positive 1. So, sulat na lang po natin dito. Negative 3, then positive 1. So, yung critical values po yan yung makakatulong sa atin para mahanap yung intervals na magiging solution natin. Let's plot the critical values sa ating number line. So, ano po ba yung itsura ng number line? Ganyan lang po siya, oh. Kung maaalala nyo na yung nasa gitna po is 0. Then, sa right side are the positive values. Ayan. From 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Ganun din sa left side, we have the negative values. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, and so on. Ayan. So, plot lang po natin sa ng positive 1. Of course, nandito po. Ang negative 3 naman po, nandito naman siya banda. Ayan siya. So, ngayon, inahati niya na yung ating number line into intervals. Natin gagawin is to substitute itong mga critical values sa ating inequality para malaman natin kung itong mga endpoints ng ating interval ay kasama bang solution kung hindi. So, paano po yun? Ito lang, oh. Substitute lang yung negative 3 sa mga x. So, 3 times negative 3 plus 1, then negative 3 minus 1. Greater than or equal to 0 daw. Ay, 2 daw po ba yan? Tingnan natin. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. Plus 1, that will give us negative 8. Tama? Then, negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. Greater than or equal to 2. Negative 8 divided by negative 4 is positive 2 greater than or equal to 2. Nasatisfy niyo po ba? Yes. 2 is equal to 2. So, ibig sabihin, kasama po sa solution ang ating negative 3. So, shaded na po natin siya. So, shaded point will represent na kasama siya sa ating solution. Ngayon, i-testing naman po natin yung 1 kung kasama din po siya sa solution. Yan. So, 3 times 1 plus 1 over 1 minus 1 greater than or equal to 2. So, 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. Over 1 minus 1 is 0. Ayan. Over 0. So, ibig sabihin undefined po. Ibig sabihin hindi po kasama siya sa ating solution. At para i-represent natin na hindi siya kasama sa ating solution, ulan po yung underline natin. Ano lang natin, bilog lang, shadowed lang po siya. Wala siyang shade. Para that will represent yung na hindi kasama yung positive 1 sa magiging solution ng ating rational inequality. Yan. So, ano na po kaya yung ating mga interval? So, unang interval po natin ay itong part na to. Yan, yung part na yan. Yung greater than sa ating greater than 1. Ang next na interval natin ay yung gitna ng negative 3 saka ng 1. Sige natin. X is yung between niya po is between ng less than kay 1. Yung x natin is less than kay 1 but greater than sa negative 3. At naman yung nandito naman sa dulo, those are less than kay negative 3. Okay. So ngayon, next na step po natin is to select test values dito sa mga interval na ito. Then, tingnan po natin kung masasatisfy niya po yung ating inequality. Okay. So, dito, let's say dito, ang test value natin, any na mas malaki sa 1 o greater than 1. So, sabihin na natin 2 para mas madali. So, 2 times 2 plus 1 over 2 minus 1 greater than or equal to 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. 2 minus 1 is 1 greater than or equal to 2. 5 divided by 1 is 5 pa rin. 5 greater than or equal to 2. Greater than po ba siya? Yes. So, ibig sabihin, kasama po to sa ating inequality. Ngayon, itry naman natin na i-test ang mga values na under sa interval na ito. So, any number na between sa 1 at negative 3. Sabihin na natin na 0 na lang, 0. Ayan. So, that will give us 3 times 0 plus 1 is over 0 minus 1. Greater than or equal to 2. 3 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. Greater than or equal to 1 divided by negative 1 is negative 1. Tama? Negative 1. Greater than or equal to 2. Nasatisfy niya po ba? Hindi. Kasi ang negative 1 is less than siya sa 2. Kaya therefore, hindi po ito kasama sa ating magiging solution. Kaya, gawin na natin yan. Next naman, itest natin yung interval na less than kay negative 3. Any number. Sabihin na natin negative 4 na lang po yung test value natin. So, 3 times negative 4 plus 1 over negative 4 minus 1 greater than or equal to 2. 3 times negative 4, that will give us negative 12 plus 1 is negative 11. Yan. Tama? Then, negative 4 minus 1 is negative 5 greater than or equal to 2. Negative 11 divided by negative 5 is positive 2.2. Greater than ba siya sa 2? Yes. Yes po. So, ibig sabihin, included din po ito sa ating magiging solution. So, ngayon, yung last na step natin, sulat na natin yung ating mga solution, included solution, using interval notation. Kapag hindi included, ang interval notation natin dyan is yung close parenthesis. Then, to positive inequality, positive infinity. Ayan. Union of, kasama po, so union of, kasama kasi ang itong interval na to, which is included na po yung negative 3 included. So, ibig sabihin, yan yung gagamitin natin. Yung negative infinity, negative 3. So, ganyan yung interval notation. So, mas madali, para sa akin mas madali kung set notation na lang yung gamitin ninyo. Pero, kayo pa rin bahala kung ano yung gusto nyong gamitin. Kapag set notation kasi, sabihin na lang natin na yung magiging answer po is x is an element of real numbers such that ang x natin is less than or equal to negative 3, or kasi union 2 siya, x is greater than 2. Again, kasama po sa solution yung kaya shaded po siya. Yan. So, ganyan lang po. So, n lang dyan. So, yan na yung ating solution. Another example para mas ma-practice pa natin. Ayan. So, yung next naman po natin is 2x minus 8 over x minus 2 greater than or equal to 0. Ayan. So, kung mapapansin nyo sa right-hand side po natin is equal to 0 po siya. So, therefore, skip na natin yung step 1 na kailangan isulat sa general form since in general form naman po siya. Then, sa step 2, actually, pwede na rin natin siyang i-skip kasi nga naka-single rational expression na siya. You know, isa lang naman ang ating fraction dito. Pwede na tayong mag-proceed sa ating step 3 na kung saan equate po natin yung numerator at ang denominator to 0. Yan. So, 2x, ang numerator natin is 2x minus 8. Equate natin to 0. That will give us 2x is equal to positive 8. By multiplication property of equality, actually, pwede na natin, sinasabi nga natin, ma-divide both side by 2. So, eliminate kasi natin yung 2 sa x natin. Kailangan solo x lang siya. So, x now is equal to 4. Ayan. So, 4 po yung unang critical value natin. Yung pangalawang critical value dito sa ating denominator, x minus 2 equal to 0. That will give us x positive 2. So, yung next na critical value natin is positive. So, lang natin 4 and x is 4. Yan. So, yung next step po natin, i-plot natin itong critical value sa ating number line para naman ma-identify natin yung ating intervals. Okay. So, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3. Then, tapos, we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, then negative 4. Ayan. So, plot natin, ang positive 4 ay nandito, at ang positive 2 ay nandito. Ayan. So, ano na yung interval na hinati ng ating mga critical value? So, yung mga intervals natin is, of course, ito, yung mas mababa kay, yan, yung less than kay 2. So, x is less than 2. At syempre, yung greater than kay 4, x is greater than 4. At itong nasa gitna nila. X is less than 4, but greater than kay 2. So, next na gagawin po natin, i-check po natin kung itong mga critical values ba ay kasama sa ating solusyon. Inequality. Substitute lang. Yan ba natin isusunod? Dito na lang. Buka siya naman dito. So, 2 times 4. Substitute lang sa x. Minus 8 over 4 minus 2. 6 is greater than or equal to 0. 2 times 4 is 8. Minus 8 is 0. 0, ano? Then 4 minus 2 is 2. Greater than or equal to 0. And 0 divided by 2 is 0. Greater than or equal to 0. Yes po. If 0 is equal to 0, kaya kasama to. Kasama yung 4. Part siya sa ating solution. I-testing naman natin kung yung positive 2 ay kasama dito. So, 2 times 2 minus 8 over 2 minus 2 greater than or equal to 0. 2 times 2 is 4 minus 8. That will give us negative 4. Tama? 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. Unfortunately, nag-0 yung ating denominator. So, ibig sabihin, hindi kasama ang 2 sa solusyon ng ating inequality. Yan. So, ngayon, next step po ay mag-identify tayo o mamili tayo ng test value sa ating mga interval na na-identify and compute po natin kung kasama po ba sila, kung saan po sa tatlong interval na yan ang kasama sa solusyon ng ating inequality. So, dito siguro less than positive. So, sabihin natin yung 1 na isa. So, try natin. 2 minus 1. 2 times 1 minus 8 over 1 minus 2 greater than or equal to 0. 2 times 1 is 2 minus 8. Negative 6. Diretso na natin. Negative 6. 1 minus 2 is negative 1 greater than or equal to 0. Negative 6 divided by negative 1 is positive 1 greater than or equal to 0. Greater than 2 ba siya sa 0? Yes. So therefore, kasama po ito sa ating solution. Test naman po natin yung between ng 4 at 3. Ano nga ba? Bakit 3 to? Try natin. 2 yan. Kasi between ng 4 at 2. Sorry, 4 at 2 po yun. So, 3 yung kunin natin. Okay, 3 na po yung kunin nating test pan. In between siya ng ating 1. So, 2 times 3 minus 8 over 3 minus 2 greater than or equal to 0. 2 times 3 is 6 minus 8 is negative 2. 3 minus 2 is 1 greater than or equal to 0. Negative 2 divided by 1 is negative 2 greater than or equal to 0. Nasatisfy niya po ba? Greater than or equal to 0 po ba siya? No. So, ibig sabihin hindi po ito kasama. Cross out na po yan, di yan siya kasama. I-testing naman po natin yung mga values na greater than sa 4. Okay, ganun lang din po. Sabihin na natin 5. 2 times 5 minus 8 over 5 minus 2 greater than or equal to 0. Minus yun ha. 2 times 5 is 10 minus 8 is 2. Then 5 minus 2 is 3 greater than or equal to 0. Mas mataas po ba ang 2/3 sa 0? Yes. So, ibig sabihin, kasama din to sa ating solution. So, yung last step natin, sulat lang po natin yung ating final solution. And so, sabi natin kanina ha, kasama sa ating solution yung 4. Kaya lalagyan natin ng equal yung 4 natin. So, sulat natin siya using interval notation. Since kasama ang 4, ibig sabihin, yan po siya. Ito po yung gagamitin. To positive infinity. Yan siya. Union of, hindi po kasama yung 2, so ganyan lang po siya. To negative infinity. Yan. So, ganyan lang po. Yan na po yung ating interval notation. So, pwede rin pong set notation ang isulat natin na ang ilalagay po natin is x is an element of real numbers such that ang x natin is less than 2 or ang x natin is greater than or equal to 2. Yan. Pwede rin yan. Pwede sa kanilang dalawa, same lang naman din po yung kanilang ibig sabihin. Ayun, so ganun lang po. Kung sa tingin nyo nalilito kayo o may hindi kayo naintindihan, try nyo lang na ulit-ulitin yung steps na diniscuss ko. Ulit-ulitin nyo na kasi minsan nabubura ko at saka ano siya connect siya. Kaya kapag may hindi ka napakinggan na step na sinabi ko, malilito ka na kung paano kunin yung ating solution ng rational inequality. Okay, so ganun lang. Pwede na po natin i-try yung activity sa module ninyo. Sulat nyo po yung solution sa inyong activity notebook para sa digital at yellow paper para sa ating mga printed. Ayan. Ito po isusolve at saka ito. So, ito po is rational equation. Ito ay rational inequality. So, follow nyo lang yung step by step natin kanina. Then, good to go na po yun. So, lagi lang tatandaan ang makakapagmali lang po talaga sa atin sa pagsasolve na ito ay kapag mali yung mga pag-simplify ninyo ng mga ekspresyon. Kaya ang pra-practicein nyo talaga dyan ang pra-practicein maliban sa pag-follow ng step ay kung paano mag-simplify ng mga equations o mga expressions. Okay? Ayan, so that will be all for our video lesson for today. See you on our next video. Bye!